feature and capabilities of non-profit cloud. So first of, we will be talking about the fundraising. So, fundraising is the, very important aspect of any non-profit.
It's a fuel for a non-profit.
It's a fuel for a non-profit where, they kind of, raise funds, raise resources, spread awareness about their non-profit, spread awareness about the, cause that they are, that they want to work for, that they want others to be excited about. Okay, I also want to do something about it. So we get unified fundraising teams, like you can get all your complete team over here into the fundraising environment of non-profit cloud. Next we have efficiency boosting tools, basically the capability of doing bulk operations on the data, sending bulk things that we can do with non-profit cloud for fundraising. We have campaign management. We can run campaigns. We can actually track the progress of it. We can actually track how well they are doing, what all things we have done, how many donations we have received, how many campaign members we have acquired, what was the average donations. So we get all of that information. Not only that, we can also see or track the information about which particular outreach model worked the best for us. Was it mail? Was it flyers? Was it social marketing? What was it? Then we have gift commitment management. So basically, gift commitment management is like pledging. Like somebody says, I pledge $12,000 on an annual basis. So like basically he's donating $1,000 on a monthly basis. So that we can do with gift commitment. So basically they are pledging, and we can actually maintain that inside Salesforce and do kind of reporting onto it, run our reports as well. Then we have large gift fundraising portfolios, basically, where we get large fundings, where we get grants. So we can manage that as well with non-profit cloud for fundraising. Then we have the data model for the same. So the data model, as I explained, we have gift transaction. Gift transactions are basically donations. Then we have, gift designation. So gift designation is, let's say I am donating $1,000 and I say like, the $1,000 that I am donating, I want 25% of the that particular value needs to be allocated for food, and 25% needs to be allocated for some policy work or advocacy work, and the 50% needs to be donated or needs to be utilized specifically for educational actions that you are taking. So we can do that. We can design those designations, and we can then keep them stored inside Salesforce as well, and inform our donor as well about the same. Like we will be taking care of that itself only. So that gives them a very personalized experience to them. Then we have a lot of other things as well, where we can create gift refunds and all of other things we can do. Then we have non-profit cloud for programs. So programs are basically things that non-profit does for any of the cause. For example, a non-profit might be running non-profit wants to do women empowerment. So for doing that, they will be running in a program. So in that particular program, we can do data tracking as well. Who all individuals are there, who has enrolled. They can define certain activities for that. When I say activities, those will be termed as benefits in Salesforce. So we can define the benefits like resume building. We can define mock interview sessions. We can define how to skill up yourself. So those can be benefits. So we can actually create those, and we can actually manage them as well. Like how many benefits have been created, how many benefit sessions have been given, which participants was part of those particular sessions, how many sessions they have took. So we can keep track of everything in that. With that, we get efficient program delivery. As I'm talking about, definitely if we can track of what are all the benefits and who are actually getting benefited from that. So we can utilize that. And then we have personalized program plans. So our personalized program plans say can be defined as, we get certain goals for each participants, which we can track, which like Alex was let's say, Donna is part of this particular program. Donna, yeah. Yeah, so Donna is a part of the program, so where she has in this particular in her journey. So we can keep track of every individual in that particular order. Next, we have the data model for the same. So we have participants. So participant can be a account or a contact. Then we have program enrollment, which tells us they have enrolled into the program. Then we have benefits, which I was talking about. Benefits is basically activities that they can do. Benefit assignment, benefit schedule. I think these I will be covering in our demo piece. So yeah, we can do that. Next up, we have outcome management. So outcome management is the capability of managing and actually tracking. If I want to empower women, like if I want to do women empowerment, what are the ways I will be doing that, how I can track all of that. So we can create our own strategy, impact strategy for that. Outcome strategy we can configure, we can specify indicators which can help us know like how well we are doing in that, and then we can do dynamic assessments on top of it. So let me give you an example. So if we move to the next slide, and the next slide after that, in the next slide we have a slide after it as well. Yeah. So in this we have impact, outcome, output, activities, and inputs. So what it is it like? If I want to do women empowerment, I had to take care of certain things. So those certain things could be, I want to make sure that women are getting jobs, women are getting, women are getting aware about their, social rights and laws, and they are aware about their health as well, things that they need to take care of. So these three could be our programs. Like I was talking about the program, these three could be our programs, and then we can define our activities in that, and then we can provide input and resources. So input and resources would be, our the hours that we are putting in, the resources that we are providing. So we can do all of that. So in outcome management, we can, define each of these things and actually track as well. Like with this particular women employment, I am expecting out of the 100 women that would be enrolling, 35% would be getting job. So I can actually keep a track of it as well. I can set a target, and then I can do assessment summaries and actually see, okay, how many women has gotten jobs once they enroll into this particular program in the past 3 months. Okay, it's only 18%. So this kind of information, this kind of outcome information, actually allows fundraisers and donors to get much more better clear visibility, like what and how their money is being used and whether it's creating an impact or not. So outcome management help us do that. So we can do and configure all of this over here. So the data model is, the slide back, one slide back. Yeah. So the data model, we have like the impact strategy, which we can define. Then we can, configure outcomes. Then we can link it with programs and benefits. So we can definitely do all of this. Next, we have grant making. So grant making is again one of the another piece that we get from non-profit cloud. So grant making is
all of this is about non-profit cloud, right?
Yes, non-profit cloud only. So grant making. So grant making is So first of all, what is grant? Let me talk about that a little bit, because some of the people may not know about it. So donation is the money that we donate to a particular non-profit, and then they will utilize it for their specific mission. The mission might be ending poverty by providing food, shelter, and education in South Africa. So that might be their mission. So we are giving them donation. Now it's up to them, how do they utilize it, how do they actually spend all of that money. Now grants is something a little bit different. Grants are basically given by some kind of large corporation, governments, or some kind of foundations, where they say I have this much amount of money which I am willing to give to social cause, and then non-profits comes and applies for the same, and they say I want the donation of $500,000 for education. So they need to apply for that. Once doing that, they submit all of the documents, like how long we have been live, what all things we have done, what were the outcomes from our previous programs, what our success rate look like, and they provide all of that information. Once they have provided, and once the grant has been given, what happens? The grant is given in certain clauses, if you want to provide better education, we would be giving you $100,000 for setting up the first phase, which is setting up the schools. So in grant management, the non-profit has to submit these kind of informations. Yeah, I will be doing that. So first stage would be setting up the schools. We would be giving $100,000. Once done, we will evaluate it, and then we will give you next set of round of money. So after that, we would be giving you $100,000 more for buying the books and buying the resources that the students might be needing, and then the next one, and then the next one. So grant is that. Now coming back to what is grant making. So grant making is basically a module which a company can use to manage and run applications who would be applying for grants. So a company like Apple would be utilizing it to tracking all the applications that they are getting, and keeping a track of, doing all the collaboration where different individuals are reviewing it, and then they are actually managing the budgets and the verifying whether the grant that they have given is being utilized into the right place or not. So that comes into the grant making, where we get grant management, where we get program management. Basically, a program would be linked directly to a grant, because obviously they give the money for a certain reason. So they would be specifying your program needs to do these things according to us. So they have to do all of that. Application management, where organization would be managing those applications. Then we have budget management, where they would be able to see the money that was given, how it was spent, how it was utilized. Then we have grant seeker and grantee experience. Basically, definitely, as we were talking about earlier, the experience is a core part of any of the business, whether profit or whether non-profit. So we would be providing them the great experience with the grant making, where we would be utilizing Experience Cloud and providing definitely great UI with Salesforce Omni Studio, Flex Cards, and all of that. So this is a data model for the same. I have covered most of the part, but again, I will not be going deep into it. You can definitely find all of this this architecture online as well. And if you have certain questions, you can reach out to me. Then we have case management. So case management is the piece where, let's say, a particular non-profit is working and they are providing, services for some kind of scenario. So let's take our example itself only. When I say our example, I mean the demo that we will be taking. So in our demo, we have a non-profit which is into the business of which is into the social cause of providing food, shelter, and education to the poverty-ridden people. So in that, they have the capability where, if they get to know about certain households, if they get to know about certain individuals which are facing some kind of food scarcity, or they are not getting they are malnutrition and everything. So what they would be doing they would be getting that particular case, like a particular person clause, or let's say a particular person Mark is coming in and saying like he's facing these kind of issues. So they would be creating a case for that. In that case, they would be creating a care plan. A care plan is basically a plan where we would be defining, okay, he's facing malnutrition and he's not getting food on a regular basis. So we need to, rectify that. We need to make him capable enough to get the food, easily. And then we have to do certain things as benefits out of it. So we can do all of that. So in case management, we can create a care plan where we can define, what all things we would be giving to that particular person. Then we can run dynamic assessments, which helps us see like how well the participant is doing in that. Then we can, also take inbound referrals and intakes. So we would be taking referrals from somebody, and we might be, giving that particular individual to certain third party or certain, outsourcing organization to provide him the care, the medical care. Let's say we are not providing the medical care, that particular other person is doing that. So we'll be providing in that. Then we have case tracking. We would be able to track the case, how well it's doing. And then we would be getting a participant profile where we can see what's happening into the, participant, how well he has done and all the things. So case management is that, where if an ad hoc requirement comes in, they have kind of a situation where an individual comes in and needs some kind of assistance, we would be giving that. It need not to be an individual itself only. It could be a animal as well, like an elephant or something. Like if you are running a non-profit for wildlife, so you would be utilizing that. Next up, we have the data model for the same. So again, we have program enrollment, we have interaction summaries, we have benefits, we have goals. So we can definitely utilize that. I will be discussing them in our demo as well in detail. Next up, we have stakeholder management in non-profit cloud. So stakeholder management in non-profit cloud is basically the capability to provide a way to give great customer experience to your donors, to your volunteers, to your participants. So with this, we have the capability of relationship tracking, where we can actually track who this individual is, to which particular household it belongs to which particular organization he belongs to, and we can keep a track of its relations. Then we have business account management, where we can create business accounts and link them accordingly, like to which particular grant they have given, to which particular opportunity they belong to which particular volunteer they are volunteering for, or a program they might be volunteering for. Then we have party role relationship, which gives us the capability of linking groups to individuals or households. So this could be a scenario where we would be managing and maintaining relationship between grant provider and grant seeker. We would be providing relationship between a teacher and a household, or a therapist to a household itself only. We would be able to utilize that. So this is stakeholder management we get in non-profit cloud. So next we have the problems that we have, and with Salesforce cloud or Salesforce non-profit cloud, how they would be solved. So Salesforce non-profit cloud, as we discussed earlier, gives us the unified platform, which increases transparency with all the teams working into the same system. It impact strategies align your organization to a holistic view of desired outcomes, like this is the outcome that we want to achieve. So they can actually be aligned with it, with impact strategies that we get. Then we have indicators, which helps us define like whether we are moving into the right direction or not, and if not, what are the things that we need to take care of. So we would be doing that. So the first problem is all teams struggle to collect and share outcome and program delivery information. So with Salesforce NPC non-profit cloud, all the teams can report directly on the program delivery outcomes easily, with simpler all data available into the one system itself only, unified system we have. Fundraising teams struggle to align internal and funder timelines. So since we have fundraisers as a expanded pool of donors to use program and outcome and cultivation and stewardship, so basically we can utilize the existing data to deliver the right experience and identify the right fundraisers and run our fundraising campaigns accordingly. Then we have program teams spend energy aggregating, clarifying, and articulating their data to ensure everyone can present their change strategy correctly. Since we have the data and we have the impact strategy and the outcomes indicators aligned, we would be able to share the aggregate results easily, like how well they are doing. They would be able to with clear deadlines for internal and external publications. So for example, in our scenario itself only, for the women empowerment scenario, we would be able to give right information, like how many women we have taught the resume making session, how many women we have taught about how to skill up themselves. So we would be able to provide dedicated responses for the same with this. Then we have Salesforce admin struggle with data security and reporting need for both the teams. Again, when we have data all into one system, Salesforce admin can directly rely on the aggregate data and streamline security and reporting very easily with this.